I'm making a Fallout roguelike for an amazing reason. That being, um, I don't know. So I initially got the idea while zoning out during alcohol class in college. I just graduated with a degree in game design and development, and for my level design class, I had to make an RPG level. Not gonna lie, I wasn't really jiving with this class so far. My projects were super lackluster because I was kind of working on a lot of games in my free time. So they were mostly an afterthought to me. I think I made a StarCraft level, which I did not care about, and then a Halo level, which was like okay, it wasn't great. I planned to make like a simple dungeon level for Fallout New Vegas, like as a mod, and yeah, that did not really go well. So I sketched up my like super simple designs. I wrote a small little narrative about like a vault where everyone went missing, and a doctor who is still alive, who has quite a story to tell. So I downloaded Gek, which is the level editor for Fallout New Vegas, and then I realized, oh no, this thing sucks. It is absolutely terrible. It is so clunky and old. I'm sure if I used Fallout 4's level editor, it would have been better, but man, this thing is outdated. So I felt very defeated and was kind of letting the procrastination demon get the better of me as I simply ignored the project due date that was approaching. This is around when my stroke of genius hit me, when I should have been paying attention to a lecture on wines. What if I made my own Fallout New Vegas? What seemed like a very silly concept turned into a very real obsession for me. After class, I went straight to the gas station, grabbed 2 white monsters and some ramen, knowing pretty well that this was going to be an all-nighter for sure. Now, any experienced game designer or game developer will tell you, gray box your games first. Gray boxing is like making a very bare bones prototype. No art, no fancy aesthetics, nothing. Just, does it work? That's all it is. Well, I'm built different, I suppose. I've been making tile sets for a while now using Sprite, and recently I've really improved my efficiency doing so with past projects and puzzle games I've been working on. So my first step as a smooth-brained artist that I am was to go all out and make detailed tile sets the first day for the prototype. I made a small little desert scene, which took me like about an hour, and then set out to script all the basic combat gameplay that night. So now you may be thinking, Owen, as a game designer with a bachelor's degree, shouldn't you like plan the game before making it? To which I say, no. Why go in with a plan when I can just add cool stuff like destructible tumbleweeds in the first 2 hours of the development cycle? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I threw all my design wisdom out the window at the beginning of this project and instead was fully consumed by my obsession. For the last few weeks of college, I was eating ramen every day, eating like basically nothing, not exercising other than an occasional bike ride when my brain was going to explode, and barely hanging out with friends. The night before my level was due, all my friends were over having a party in my apartment with a live DJ set playing house music and Daft Punk. And where was I? I was in my room chud maxing, coding for like till I think 5 in the morning. I did go hang out with them a little bit. It wasn't that bad, but I mean, the fact that I was in there all night was pretty rough. That night, I created a full dialogue system, dynamic atmospheric lighting. I voiced all the dialogue in the level. I made new enemies, and I recorded a full video for my project submission. After this, you would think I would have got a very good grade on this project, but unfortunately I got a C. This kind of brings me to the main point that I wanted to make for all you little college nerds out there working in creative fields. Sometimes it's really easy to get bogged down with so many assignments, work, friends, drama, that you just decide to do the bare minimum on your school projects. But if you can muster up the motivation and passion for doing something that you love, do something crazy, even if it's going overboard. Sure, I was being pretty unhealthy. It probably wasn't great for my mental health or my physical health. And I wouldn't recommend that, obviously. But remember, you are studying something that you love, supposedly. What's the point of going to school if you aren't even, like, applying yourself to doing what you love? I got a C on my project because my project didn't check off certain boxes in the curriculum. But I don't care. This project is one of the coolest things I've ever made. Now I've graduated, and I'm enjoying a little downtime in my state of severe unemployment. I've refactored my code to make my game a roguelike bullet heaven, sort of like Vampire Survivors. And boy oh boy am I having fun working on this game. I just recently set up an infinite map system using Perlin noise, sort of like how Minecraft generates a map based off a seed. So the map just goes on, and it spawns item spawners randomly, and enemies are just coming from off the screen at all times. I have so many amazing ideas that I can't wait for people to see them fully fleshed out. To give you a sneak peek of what this game is going to be, my game is sort of like if New Vegas, Vampire Survivors, and Balatro had a crazy messed up baby called Mojave Massacre. The runs kind of consist of running around killing hordes of enemies, dodging waves of enemies, looting, taking an ungodly amount of chems and drugs, you can smoke cigarettes, and collecting tons of caps as you upgrade your weapons along the way. The metagame is what I'm really excited to start developing. It takes place, so when you die, you wind up back in this casino hub world where you can gamble. So there's a casino with a store where you can purchase weapons, new items, inventory upgrades, all kinds of cool stuff. And then I actually designed my own card game, because why would I just want regular blackjack to be played in a casino? I made up my own game called Scrimjack. It's basically like blackjack mixed with a little bit of buckshot roulette. There's just some crazy Fallout shenanigans going on with a lot of modified blackjack rules. It's very befitting of this backwater Mojave casino setting. The point of making all this money, though, is to purchase new weapons in the market, which you can take on your runs with you. My plan is to design a Resident Evil style suitcase inventory system, where you have to bring your guns, but only whatever can fit in your case. I think this is gonna be like a really satisfying game loop, where you're just grinding to get new weapons, and the guns completely change the game, each with their own upgrade tree, is my lofty idea for how I want this to work. So yeah, it's been a wild month or so now of development, but my game is really coming together. In the description, I have a link to the current demo, which is live on itch.io. Give it a try and let me know what you guys want to see in the game. I really thrive on player feedback. And ever since graduating, and moving back into my parents' basement, as you can see, my pool of playtesters has decreased like tenfold. So I could really use feedback. Any suggestions? What do you guys want to see? Just let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe and stay tuned on the progress of this game. Maybe even give the video a like. Who knows? Yeah. Anyway, see you guys. Bye.